Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at @DMarkJohnNFL for me, at MHolder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, we got a new little phone numbers if you guys want to call and ask us some questions. I got some good funny one yesterday. So we got 480-267-9950. You can call and leave us some questions. Maybe you can ask questions to me and Matt if you want to. We'll answer some on the show. And then of course, Friday Night Live as well. So yeah, that's a new little feature you got here, guys. Got a little phone number. Yeah. You guys we can turn this into a Philadelphia radio.
I might have to I might have to prank call it with like a voice changing thing and see if you guys pick up on it.
Yeah, man. I maybe you never know, bro. You never know.
Let's see if you answer my question.
Mm-hmm. All right. So today, sorry, guys. My voice is all messed up today. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm getting sick or something. Damn, summer changing. I don't know what's happening. All right, but today, guys, we're doing Geno Smith in the red zone and Thomas Harper, who is the other safety here, making noise for in training camp. I guess he's playing out there because they don't have a slot corner, but he's playing. They're playing Lonnie Johnson as slot corner, but it's weird. But that's what we're doing today. So before we get into that, though, talk a little OTAs. So the O-line, I don't know if you heard about this, Matt, if you read that, the O-line reports that it's Caleb Rogers and Alex Kappa, and then Dylan Parham versus Jordan Meredith. So interesting. So we'll probably get to see some, Alex Kappa and the battle between Parham and Meredith. So I don't know how that's going to go into training camp. And then Darian Porter is playing over Ja'Cory Bennett at this point in time. They're saying Ja'Cory Bennett is still injured. He's out there doing second team. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, I guess. So what are your thoughts on some of that?
I think with Bennett and with Porter, like if Bennett, I think obviously a lot of people expect Bennett to just be kind of the shoe-in to start this year. But the thing that I think we need to take into consideration is Bennett. He's just at the arm length for Pete Carroll, but he's shorter than what Pete Carroll wants. Whereas like Cameron Richardson and Eric Stokes, both those guys check both boxes, and obviously we know Darian Porter checks it a couple times, right? Like is the ideal Pete Carroll type of guy. So my guess is that's kind of where that's coming from. Again, saying that he's injured, maybe that has something to do with it too, which is I don't know. It's interesting. I guess maybe they're trying to limit his reps, but yeah, the fact that they're leaning on he's injured, but he's still out there doesn't quite add up to me. And that seems a little fishy, but again, we are a couple months out from training camp. So doesn't mean too much at the end of the day, but the guard situation just blows my mind because I guess Spytek was just really in love with Alex Kappa and really liked what he did in Tampa Bay, because if you look at him and Meredith's seasons last year, like it's not comparable. Like Meredith was, I know he's not the bigger name and everything, and obviously he's on the much smaller contract, but he was much better than Alex Kappa was last year. Like Alex Kappa was rough for the most part. Like I thought like he'd at least compete for a spot, but I wouldn't think he would be competing with the rookie. I thought it would have been like a situation where like him, Meredith and Parham are the three guys competing for the two spots, not the fact that it seems kind of like they're almost right as of right now, like ushering in Kappa as a starter versus keeping the two guys that were there last year. So that's wild to me. I don't know. I guess we'll see more in training camp. I mean, tough to evaluate offensive line with no pads on right now, but it is interesting that that's how they're starting it off for OTAs and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, my thing too is like, what if Rodgers beats him out? I mean, they might be starting a rookie guard over Jordan Meredith or Dylan Parham. I think that's very interesting to me, and it says a lot about Parham too. How they feel about Parham. I mean, obviously they're not very high on him if he's having to battle with Meredith instead of having to battle with Kappa. You know what I mean? So you figure like it would be either like maybe Rodgers is battling with Parham and the Kappa's battling with Meredith, but we're getting the kind of the opposite where like the two starters that started last year, they're battling each other, we got two new guys battling each other. So that's super interesting to me. And then even with the cornerbacks, you got Porter, and then Eric Stokes is the other guy. So it's like Kieran Richardson is the other guy. It's Eric Stokes. Expected. So and then they don't have a slot corner. They got Lonnie Johnson playing slot corner, which we'll see how that goes. But
I think it wouldn't surprise me if with Parham, part of it is like he's on a contract year. Obviously, was brought in 2 regimes ago, so he's not like their guy. It wouldn't surprise me if part of it is like they're like, well, we don't think we're going to resign this guy anyway, so might as well give it to the guys that we know are going to be under contract long term. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if that factors into the decision of like, hey, like this guy's not part of the future. Whereas even though Kappa's older and only on a 2-year deal, at least we know he's under contract for next season. So maybe that's what it is, or maybe they're trying to figure it out between Parham and Meredith of like who they think can be a part of a long-term plan, because Meredith's on a 1-year deal too. But I wouldn't be surprised if the fact that Parham's could be out at this time next year, playing somewhere else next year, factors into that decision as of right now.
Yeah. It was super interesting, man. I don't know. That's I mean, because they trade Parham after that. Then is he on the trade block?
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. This will when this comes out, it'll be post June 1. So usually we see a few deals come down once those contract situations get ironed out. So maybe he is on the trade block. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, after they signed Kappa, I kind of felt like maybe Parham might be on his way out. And then when you draft a guy like Caleb Rogers to play guard, like kind of seems like they're preparing one way or another to not have Parham part of the long-term plan, or to lose at least one of those guards.
Yeah, I definitely have to do Alex Kappa next episode, I guess. So
yeah, we never did him just because of how it went, but
out of hope.
We have to. Might have to force our hand here. Yeah.
And I hope, Matt, that's what we didn't do to Alex Kappa. We're not trying to put that out there. All right. But yeah, so today we're doing Thomas Harper and Geno Smith. So how do you feel about Thomas Harper? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, so I kind of just wanted to highlight him because, like you said, with the safety position right now, there's just not a ton of depth there. I mean, like if you look at the roster, like he's probably the best free safety on the roster, if you will. I think Paul Mao is kind of versatile, and so is Chin, but Chin's more of a box guy. And Harper, he showed some flashes at the end of last year. Like he got a good amount of playing time in like the second half of the season, or like the second third of the season, if you will. Because week 12 on, he started getting a little bit more reps, and he had a few pretty nice moments. Had to pick against New Orleans that we'll see here. So I went back and watched the week 16 and week 17 games, which were two of the games where I got some of the more a good amount of playing time, 24 and 27 snaps in the two, and it was pretty impressive. Just kind of showing what he can do. And he is an impressive free safety who I think does a really good job of flying downhill. And like we've talked about a lot with the Pete Carroll guys, is Pete Carroll loves his high effort guys, and that's definitely Harper. He made a couple of plays that we'll see that were just pretty much just pure hustle. So he's definitely an intriguing guy, and like you said, has experience covering the slot too. Did that at Notre Dame in his last year in college, but didn't do it as much last year. I don't think he did it really at all. 22 slot snaps I got here up on PFF for the Raiders, but at the very least can be your third safety, your free safety, which sometimes with Patrick Graham is a starting role. Last year he started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games down the stretch from week 12 on. So could be a significant contributor and kind of an under the radar guy who was cut by the Chargers at the end of training camp last year and ended up getting picked up off waivers by the Raiders. So interesting player for sure heading into the season.
All right. Yeah, I don't know too much about Thomas Harper. I'm interested to see him because I know I saw him play a little bit last year, but I wasn't paying too much attention to him. So I'll be interested to see what his breakdown looks like. I did Geno Smith in the red zone, so I didn't do like a full breakdown of Geno Smith. Just strictly focus on the red zone, what he could do there, his issues there, because he's really been struggling there. Like last year, he was 48% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Yeah. Right. It's not very good. And then you got, as his first year at Seattle, it was pretty decent. He didn't throw interception his first year, threw 2 the second, but 5 last year. I think he's just pressing a little bit, but there's still some really good throws in the red zone. It's just like sometimes he just stares things down. and then it just doesn't work out for him. It's not gonna, ends up being a pretty bad look for him after that. So yeah, it just ends up doing that. So when it comes to him with Gino, working it out and just trying to be better in the red zone, sometimes that's got to be a focus with him. Is just not making stupid decisions, like we're not staring things down and doing things like that. So yeah, it's just got to be a little bit of a focus there for him.
Yeah, and I think that's like the Jekyll and the Hyde with Geno Smith, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things that contributed to his career not getting off to the start that he would have wanted. Is while we see these great plays in the open field with the deep shots and stuff like that, when you get into the red zone and everything's a little bit tighter, you have a less margin for error, and I think maybe he can kind of get in his own way, like you said, trying to force things, probably trying to keep plays alive too long, or longer than he should at least. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you got for us. Let's see what we have here in the red zone, because that's definitely going to be been one of the areas that the Raiders have struggled in for what feels like the last 10 years. And I feel like every year we're sitting here trying to figure out how they can do a better job of putting touchdowns on the board when they get inside the 20.
Yeah, he's got to have a willingness to use his legs more. I think it's got to be a bigger thing for him. Is just make sure that you're using your your legs. You know what I mean? I think he's got to do that a little bit more often, in my opinion. Just kind of use that so he could find ways to not just force the ball into traffic sometimes. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get to Thomas Harper. I'm gonna check out some Thomas Harper.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the few clips of Harper against the run here. This first one obviously is 3rd and 19, so we're obviously expecting to get off the field in this situation. But what I like about this play from Harper is you're going to notice he's going to start here on the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to drop into coverage against this draw from the Jaguars. So he's going to have to change directions, right? Gets to a spot here for coverage, and then on top of it too, just does a good job of using his hands, which we'll see that better from the end zone view here in a second. And then ends up getting involved in the tackle to make sure we get off the field. Again, 3rd and 19, we're expecting to get off the field in this situation, but somebody's got to end up making the play. And this is an encouraging rep, I'd say, from Harper as far as his run support. He didn't get many opportunities to play the run last year. So, again, good to see from him. Good job taking on the block. Being aggressive, this is what I like too. He makes the first significant contact. You can see that gets the tight end off balance here. And even though he's giving up some size, able to get off the block and go help clean up that tackle. This one will be a little bit better of a play. Again, it isn't a 6-yard gain, and the Jags get the first down here. But for my free safety, that's not what I'm relying on him to do in the run fit. That's these guys' job, right? Everyone in the box. Didn't mean to circle the corner there, but I think you get my point. Anyway, and on top of it too, you'll see the way the Raiders rotate their safeties. Merrick's going to spin down to the box, and he's going to actually go to a yard deep. But once he reads run, he just crashes downhill hard, and that makes a nice tackle here. We'll see a better one here in a second, but he's got decent tackling for him. Bigsby is a big running back. So
he's a rookie too, right? He's a rookie, right?
Yeah, Harper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Harper. I think he was undrafted or maybe a 7th round pick by the Chargers. I want to say he was undrafted though, but yeah, an unheralded rookie either way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a nice tackle. Drop the pads. Bigsby's a big dude too, and he actually knocks him backward a little bit here. Damn near stopped the first down. But this one's going to be even better. This one's 1st and 10. Going to be another 6-yard gain, but again, our safety's coming from 15 yards deep. And what I like about this is what I was talking about, where his effort and stuff like that against the run that Pete Carroll's going to love is he's not afraid to just he's not just someone who's just going to hang back. You can see as soon as he sees the run, he triggers downhill. I mean, he likes to fly downhill and come make plays and get involved in the tackle. I mean, you'll see in the beginning here, he's barely in the picture, right? Just get his feet up here at the top of the screen and ends up coming and getting involved in the run fit. And this might have been a first down if he doesn't come make this tackle, because, I mean, we got Snowden with an arm tackle here against a bigger back and Bigsby, but someone cleans it up. Again, great tackling for him, especially when you're giving up size. Drop those pads, wrap up. See his hands right there. Get the leg, bring him down, give us a chance.
That's good tackle.
Yeah. But where he really makes his money is going to be in coverage. Now, this first clip, again, he's not going to get the tackle here, but we'll see where this pays off a little bit later, a couple times. But what we're going to see is the Raiders spin down, where he's going to be spin down into a cover 3 look here with Paul Mao being the deep third. And what I like about this is when he gets to his landmark, and as soon as he sees Mac Jones start to commit to this hook route to Brian Thomas Jr., he crashes on it. He's got pretty good acceleration to get to the spot. Mm-hmm. And we'll see this from the end zone view. Like, while he doesn't make the tackle, watch Brian Thomas Jr.'s eyes. He's looking and wants to turn this way, but he sees Harper's, only already a couple yards away from him. So he's going to spin the other direction and end up going into our leading tackler on the team. So that's really what we want anyway. Like, again, Harper's a decent tackler, but at the end of the day, we'd rather have Spillane trying to bring that guy down than our safety here. So while he doesn't get credit for the tackle here, he helps make this play happen and forces BTJ to go in the opposite direction and slow him down a little bit to let Spillane go in there and make that play. See a better example on this one where he actually does factor into the play, but basically the same type of coverage, same type of play call from Patrick Graham and the Raiders. You'll see on this one, he actually beats Trevon Merrick to the check down here. I think that might be MVS for the Saints here. But again, this one's not as clean of a tackle, a little too high, but this one's only a 2-yard gain, set up 3rd and 6 here. Gives a chance to get off the field. Nice job just rallying, spinning down into the box or spinning down into the lower areas of the field and then going and make the tackle.
Yeah.
This time we're going to get a switched rolls with Paul Mao spinning down, and he actually makes the better play of this to force the fumble here. But what I like about Harper is, like, you'll see once this fumble happens, ball's out and he's 10 yards away from it, but he does a great job of just crashing and showing the will in the fight, or the will to go make a play, and ends up getting the recovery to make that count for us. And I believe this was a big situation, I think right before the half where the Jags are trying to score. So falling on that ball, even though he's not the one who's forcing it, still a big play. Nice play by IPM too. Now, this is the first play where I was like, this is some pretty damn impressive effort, because, like, you'll see this is, again, a 3rd and long situation. So we're trying to keep the defense, or get the offense off the field, and then on top of it, with them at the 50, we want to make sure they stay away from the 40 to set up a long field goal try. And I mean, he's on the other side of the field playing deep. When this ball is let go, he is got 25, over 30 yards away from it, 37 yards away from it, 38. My math is correct.
Yeah.
And we get 1 missed tackle, 2 over pursues by Tyree Wilson and Robert Spillane. So this is not looking good right now. And Harper just comes to clean it up again. Started from all the way over here and ends up making the tackle at about 45?
Yeah, that's
43.
That's some effort right there. I mean, that's a damn good play, man.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to put this on the highlight tape necessarily, but these are the type of plays that can be the difference between keeping teams off the scoreboard and getting off the field and forcing punts. As next one, going to be another effort play. Going to get credited with a quote unquote sack here, but a little trick play. And same type of thing, like just coming from the opposite side of the field and deep. I guess he does spin down into the hook to curl area here, but still coming from the opposite side, mirroring MVS here, and then just pursuing and go getting a sack. Effort plays that Pete Carroll going to love.
Yeah, for sure.
Finally, save the best for last year. This is going to be his pick to seal the win against the Saints here. This was the Saints' last offensive play. But what I like about this too is, like, he recognizes the situation. Like, he's cover 1 where he's the hole defender, but it's 3rd and long, and here's the sticks, right? So he's going to stay deep and kind of bait Rattler into this throw, because Trevon Merrick actually ends up getting beat here by Juwan Johnson to the inside. Yeah. So Rattler thinks it's wide open, but what he didn't realize is the low hole defender was playing deep, and this is what I was talking about earlier with his ability to drive on routes. This is where it really pays off, where he just accelerates downhill, steps in the passing lane, and comes up with a pick.
Yeah,
this is a hell of a play. Yeah.
Shows how much I was paying attention to this game, because I did not remember this play at all.
I barely remembered it. It's funny, when I saw he had a sack, I was like, I don't remember him getting a sack. And then I was like, oh, it was the trick play. Okay, that makes more sense. And against the Saints. But
I don't remember this play at all.
Yeah. We were probably halfway into the recording at this stage. The instant reaction, but yeah.
Probably, man.
Sorry, guys. Good example of how much ground he covers and how he closed on that. Great play. Really good at reading the quarterback's eyes, which I think is huge for a safety. That's a big part of that. Yeah. So yeah, again, like I think a lot of those plays, like you kind of have to use your imagination a little bit, like see him being able to make plays down the line where he doesn't necessarily make the tackle like the one against Spillane. But definitely some traits that you like. Quick to trigger downhill and has plenty of speed. I don't know what his 40 time was, but he definitely doesn't look slow on film. I can tell you that. And he can run a little bit and spin down and whatnot and make plays on the ball and go make those tackles. So the biggest thing with him is going to be doing it on a bigger sample size, which sounds like he'll get that opportunity this year with the safety room. So definitely an intriguing player at the very least going into his second season.
Yeah, I mean, they must really like him because, just watching that film, you can see why. I mean, just the effort, his ability to tackle, ability to read things, and, it definitely looked very impressive for like a undrafted free agent, you know what I mean? So, because, I was reading the reports, when Lonnie Johnson would go down to the slot, that's when he would come back up. So, he's going to play safety. So he's kind of that third safety right now. So he kind of has like a roster spot. And, and to be honest, you could probably see him taking Lonnie Johnson's spot after a while. I don't know how much you're ready to see Lonnie Johnson starting that much. Maybe we'll be totally wrong about Lonnie Johnson, but
let's put it this way. What we're talking about with Alex Kappa, we don't want to see Lonnie Johnson starting. We much rather see Thomas Harper as a second-year pro who has a little more potential than Lonnie Johnson starting.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just from watching that tape, man, it looks pretty good, man, to see what he's doing. So I'm kind of excited to kind of see if he gets better, and especially in the system, it's going to be, it's basically the same system, but, with different little coaching philosophies. So I'm excited to see what he can do, man, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Let's do some Geno. All right, so Geno Smith in the red zone here. So we're gonna start off with this little easy bootleg here, which I think this is kind of stuff you want to do in the red zone with him, just kind of get him comfortable. Red zone stuff, just kind of get us some nice little bootleg on this one. So what you're getting the typical NFL bootleg where you get the over route and the drag here. And leave a corner on the top, so you get those 3-level concept. Of course, this breakdown is gonna annoy the hell out of me because Kyle Grubbs, the spacing is so bad. But you just see it here, just easy throw. This kind of stuff you want to do within the red zone. Give him some easy looks, easy plays. Get those touchdowns like that. Pretty simple stuff. Kind of same thing here on this one. I more put this one on here because it's like the same play that Gardner Minshew threw it like over this guy's head and it went to a pick six. It's literally like the same thing. People complain about the spacing, same type of thing. Same type of thing, same spacing. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. But this is the type of things you want to do and give him these easy looks, easy touchdowns, play action. Get the kind of the breakdown right here. Like I said, the over routes. Like I said, the spacing's awful. This is just bad spacing. I don't know what they're doing here, but it's kind of the whole problem. A little bit of the problem of the red zone with them last year is spacing, but something that they're gonna have to work on here too. So this one I wanted to point out a little bit. So I'm gonna let it run and then bring it back. Getting play action again. Of course, Bobo falls, but you're getting Fant here. He's gonna come to the flat. Right, and then I think it's another tight end here. Which one? No, he actually just gets up. This is Bobo. He just gets up here. But Bobo's supposed to be running like a corner, I believe. But you get a flat here from Noah Fant. And, to me, Geno just got to throw his ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the safer throw. I don't know why he doesn't throw it. And that's what I talk about. Like sometimes it's big play hunting from him in the red zone, right? Because then he waits for Bobo to get up, maybe it's a better throw. You get a little bit closer, but I just feel like if you hit him in stride, like right away, he could turn up field. You don't know what happens. Maybe he could break this tackle, right? Instead of kind of just forcing this, and then Bobo doesn't make a great catch here.
Yeah.
What happens? It could be a pick. So.
Yeah, never. It's always a bit of a risk to throw it to the guy who fell down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a lot of trust there. because he hasn't got up yet. A lot of trust in Jake Bobo right there, man. Great catch, though. Great catch, Jake.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a. I think this one ends up counting as a touchdown, but this is it should show his ability to throw fades here, right? This is just a great throw right there, right on the money on this fade route. So is this concept? As I'm saying, like, I don't know what they'd be doing. So you kind of get the return route here, and then you get the corner, kind of like a return smash, basically.
Yeah.
Right, and then but this is just a great throw, perfectly placed. He gets both feet down there. The reverse play ends up being a touchdown, but you can see it from the backside here. See how great of a throw this is. Right there, just perfectly placed, perfect fade. Metcalf does a great job of high, jumping up and getting that ball and then getting both feet down. Touchdown. I know he called it incomplete, but he reversed it. But it's just I'm saying this is some of the things he can do in the red zone. Just a great throw. But one thing I kind of go back and point out. I think sometimes like he does. I talked about him not anticipating a lot. I think sometimes that can happen here because in my opinion, maybe this ball should have been out. You kind of see him maybe pump fake a little bit, kind of just waiting for him to kind of open up a little bit. But maybe if he got that ball up a little quicker, he could just run under it. But
yeah,
instead of having to jump. Yeah. All right. So here's another one here. This throw is just nuts. Ends up being dropped. It's just shows off his hose here. So all right. But yeah, what you see here, Metcalf. Like I said, I do not. These concepts are just bother the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. But like you see, I guess Metcalf's doing like I don't know, a fade here. I don't know what is that. You help me out, Matt.
I think that's supposed to be a fade, but I think that this tells me DK Metcalf wasn't getting the ball.
Okay, cool. All right, but this is just like a great throw. And this is what I'm talking about anticipating, right? Like this is what you need from him in the red zone is some of these anticipation throws like this because he's throwing this to a spot and it's just an awesome throw.
Oh
man. Yeah. Awesome throw. And you kind of see him like, move some guys here. So it's like, I don't know why DK, it's like he's trying to throw DK, so I don't know what DK's doing.
Yeah.
That's just like, damn, man. Boom.
Prime Lockett makes that grab.
Yeah. I guess you can say he threw a little bit behind him, but man, like you got to adjust to it. Tyler Lockett. Yeah. Goddamn. All right. So this one, we're basically getting like a little wheel route here from JSN here. Right. And kind of just a nice little throw here. So we get the concept of kind of just a little clear out here from these two guys, which I think there's like double post there. And what this does, since they love playing cover zero and like man to man and stuff like that over there at the Vikings, kind of get them a little off the spot here. It looks like cover two man here, and just get those pick routes right there, and then just a nice little throw right there, quick, easy, just drops it right in the bucket. It's a great throw right here. Right there, easy peasy. But yeah, I just hate this scheme so much. I just can't stand it. I was just watching it. It just disgusts me. But you gotta get to see like him. He's constantly under pressure here. I mean,
yeah.
I think that's who's that? Is that the rookie?
No, that's Charles Cross. I think that's Cross getting beat by Daniel Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense. All right. So here's another like other things you could do, like more simple stuff. Just like get the ball out of his hands quick, so he doesn't hold the ball too much. Like because that's a lot of his problem in the red zone. The longer he holds the ball, the more you're in trouble. So you need to get the ball out of his damn hands. So I think like a play like this kind of works. Kind of just like clear out because I even think here I think he's just like a little, I'm nitpicking a little bit, I guess. But I mean, that's the best time you can get here. But Maybe it's because he spins the ball. Is that?
I think he was trying to make sure that linebacker didn't flow out to the flat.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see it in the backside maybe, but kind of keep his eyes on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Buda Baker is like, what are you doing? You see Buda like, what? So
Yeah.
maybe you're right there, man. Maybe you're right. So in this one, but like I said, get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. But yeah, let's see if he's kind of staring at that guy. He is, yeah. Kind of holds him a little bit. Stares at it, holds it. And Buda's like, what the hell?
I'm with Buda. Covering grass, bro.
All right, so this place is awesome. This one, I'm going to tell you, yes, this place, fantastic. Okay, so he's looking at the top, which, like I said, these schemes, I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't know what the hell some of these things are. But what I love about this one, right? I mean, the line gets destroyed here. Like this place should be over. Okay, but Gino, he spins. He's a little spin move right there, right, and then he just throws a dart right there to DK Metcalf for a touchdown.
Love this play so much.
And I mean, this kind of shows everything he could do, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of it is scheme, if Chip Kelly can scheme up some better stuff in the red zone, I think he can make some better plays in the red zone too. That's a great throw right there. You see it better from this side here. Just because look how quickly his pocket just collapses, and he does a nice little spin move. Nice on protecting the ball. There you go, Gino. Protect the ball, right? Reset. Make a nice little throw to DK, touchdown. So you gotta love that, guys. You gotta like this type of stuff. This type of stuff, you just don't see from Raiders quarterbacks in a minute. So you gotta love it. All right, next one here. Now this one, I mean, it's basically a spot concept kind of thing. You kind of get the flat corner hitch. Ryan Grubbs, he thinks he's in college still, so it's like super spaced out. Like, I mean, it's just sorry, guys. It's too offense to watch this sometimes. But yeah, like here's a good one. I like the timing of this one too. When Gino throws this ball, I like the timing of this one. It's a good throw right there.
Yeah, it's perfect.
There, boom. Step up a little bit. I mean, you could make the case maybe you could throw a little bit earlier, but I like it. Great throw right there, boom. Right to the spot, touchdown, great catch. So like I said, if the scheme, I 100% believe this, is the scheme is better, I think he'll be better in the red zone, right? And then if the scheme is better and he has some better options, and we're probably after this play, we'll start seeing what was wrong with the scheme a little bit. So here's a play where he almost throws a pick here. So on this one, right, let it run a little bit. And this I'm just talking about scheme because you got he's getting a crosser and he's like doing a dig like right behind him. They're like right next to each other, right? I think that's weird. I feel like if you want to do that, you want to kind of space them out a little bit, give them some options here, right? But I still believe, Gino is trying to go to this fade. They play it right. But I also believe Gino just stares this one down.
Yeah.
Right. And then because you could look at this two ways. Okay. He's going to pick it or he's going to pick it. I mean, both these guys are going to make this interception. But, actually, he just stops him from making this interception. You know what I mean? Yeah. He just stops him from doing that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy there.
Especially with the smart linebacker like Anzalone in the middle of the field. Like, you're not going to get that. Like, that throw's not open.
No, yeah. You just can't throw this ball. And I see. I'm gonna give you guys some context. I mean, they are down like 42-29. They need a touchdown, right? But I still think you got to be smarter. I think when you have the pocket like this, and this is what I'm talking about. Use your legs, bro. Run.
Yeah.
You got to lean here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Try to go run. I know you might get hit or something like that. I mean, you got a blocker right in front of you. Start running. I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Guard can maybe take care of Anzalone.
Yeah, he's got to use his legs here. You got to use your legs. You know what I'm saying? And these schemes are just crazy. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Like, it's supposed to be a pick, I guess.
Flat.
Flat pick, right? But, he should have threw it to Nigba. But, I mean, Lockett's going to be open, too. I see what he sees here. So we'll go back. So on this one, I see what he sees on this one. But it's just he threw it way too early.
Yeah,
and it
that's
just
fair.
he just kind of rushed it. Yeah, it's like, but it's good. Yeah, I mean. That's these type of plays is why the completion percentage is bad. You know what I mean? Like you can't just rush his throw. I mean, you got a clean pocket, stay patient here. I mean, he could have took the easy throw, which is what I'm talking about. He's sometimes it does feel like he's trying to take the tougher throw.
Yeah,
because that's a tougher throw. I mean, the easier throw is just throwing it to Nick.
instead of trying to throw it over Fred Warner.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. All right. So here's another one here on this one. Now this scheme, man, I can't stand it. I can't stand it, man. You just bring all these guys to this area, but this is what I'm talking about again. Like use your legs because this play's dead. I mean, this is a dead play right here. This is dead, right? You got a clean pocket. Get out of the pocket. Maybe run. You got some block. Maybe Kenneth Walker blocks in front of you. You know what I mean? Get out of this pocket. Make some plays. Like use your legs. That's what I hope they're kind of coaching him up to do. Like use your legs in the red zone a little bit more. I feel like I'm talking about Derek Carr here.
Especially on first down too.
Yeah.
If you force one into coverage, you might throw a pick. If you get tackled for a loss, like, hey, we got second and third to try and score again.
Yeah, there's just no reason to try to force this ball. Like, just run, bro. You know what I mean? Just take off a little bit, use your legs. You know, because you end up forcing it, trying to, force a perfect pass in there. And then, like I said, the whole scheme, like everybody's next to each other. So you don't know what's going to happen. You can't miss. Right. And I said, I hope the scheme is better, but just, making that case, like, I hope they're coaching him up. Like, use your legs right here. Just go, bro. Run. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, it's you versus linebacker. Geno's he's not a slow guy. So I think he can, outrun him. And this plays another play is a perfect example of that. Because, like I said, I mean, we're getting like all, like, what does this look like? Kind of a deep sticks type of thing? Like all hitches curl? Right?
Yeah.
Or like Omaha?
Yeah.
I guess it's like Omaha kind of, like with the hitch and out, quick out, I guess. But I'm saying he's just staring this one down. Like, you can't do this, man. Like, this is not going to work. Kind of stare this one down, almost threw interception. I mean, it should have threw interception.
Yeah.
So it's just him forcing things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially like in this type of game, because think about this. I mean, I don't think the Bears scored a touchdown in this game. And, they're kicking all these field goals, right? And I know you got some pressure. You got to get rid of this ball, but I'd rather you roll out. I'd rather you try to get out of here, throw the ball away, instead of just getting rid of it, and then you end up almost throwing a pick. I mean, this could have been a pick six, and this could have been a totally different game for the Seahawks, right? And you kind of just see it backside. It just wasn't anything for him to do here on this one. Besides run. Like, sometimes it's like, just go, bro. You just go, instead of just getting rid of it before you get hit. And I know this is the Tom Brady way, but I mean, you're a little faster than Tom. That's all I'm saying. All right, so this one here is super interesting, right? Because you're getting like a kind of like a deep out and a kind of like a sail type of thing here at the top, and then like a dig at the backside. Okay, only 3-man route, getting max protection here. Now it's not open. Nothing's open, right? And this is what I'm talking about. He does a good job here. Is going to get out of the pocket because it's not open backside. So let's get out of the pocket. And you're like thinking, okay, this is going to be open here. You see it here, right? But what happens is, this one's interesting to me because, Lockett stops here, right? And I think if Lockett keeps going to the back of the end zone, he doesn't throw a pick here. But Lockett stopped. And then, Geno Smith we'll see on the backside. He looks up too late. He ends up throwing a pick. So, I mean, I think this is two-sided in my opinion. I'm always pro quarterback here, guys, if you know my so this is two-sided because I truly believe I think Lockett he should keep moving. If he keeps moving to the back of the end zone, Geno has the arm. He just hits him in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about this guy catching up. But since Lockett stopped here, he ends up throwing a pick.
Yeah. But I think you're right, too. The dropping the eyes when he starts scrambling, too. If he kept his eyes up, he probably seen them sooner.
Because you see it on this backside, right? So nothing there. Just come back, right? He's dropping in the pocket, but like he's already in running mode here, right? He's already running.
Yeah.
Eyes are down. And then you see here, just looks up super late. It's like he just saw the flash. He sees the flash of Tyler Lockett. But this is what I mean. If Lockett is back here, this guy can't catch up, right? Lockett should have kept moving. But, also he should have looked up before he threw it too. All right, and then this is the classic pick six versus the Rams. I kind of covered this one the last time. And so this is just him just trying to make a play, doing too much, right? Like just throw this ball away. This is first down, guys. Yeah. Throw the ball away. Trying to do too much. He just changed his whole game. And like I said, I hate the scheme. I'm not gonna, because it's just
the spacing is consistently terrible.
Like awful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Geno Smith in red zone though. I mean, like I said, to me, it's a little bit of scheme, also a little bit of him doing too much. And I hope they're coaching him up on this. Use your legs more, bro. Like I said, like people are gonna be like having Derek Carr flashbacks after this breakdown. But I'm sorry guys that I did that to you. But I don't know what to tell you. Like he needs to use his legs, right?
Yeah.
So so get used to that, guys. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll say that was better than I thought it was gonna be. I definitely think the one trend, like making it a little bit simpler for him in the red zone, is gonna be a big part of it. Like the bootlegs, like that you showed, like they were really good because those are really one, maybe two read type of routes. So I think if you kind of just like tell him, hey, Gino, throw the ball here, and like kind of like get him out of that hero ball type of mentality, I think that can help. And I think that comes with the better scheme too. Like we were talking about, like if he's like that slant flat that you showed, if he's just told, hey, just throw the flat here, like let's take advantage of the pick, like I think that's going to be a touchdown. That's takes that out of it, like the ball out of that decision out of his hands, because he does seem to like press when he gets in there and like tries to make something happen too, which it's tough because that's what makes him so great in the open field. And you get those plays like that you showed where he does the spin, where he spins out of the pocket, collapsing it and hits DK. But I feel like the key for him to have like long-term sustained success is going to be a lot more simple like one read type routes in the red zone, especially when you get closer to the goal line, because that seemed to be where he would like struggles when it was like more open field, and on top of it no one getting open, and top of it and the poor spacing. It's like, all right, now he tries to do too much and tries to improvise too much. Whereas if you can control it and be like, hey, just put the ball here, take that part of it, take that out of the equation there.
Yeah. And it's just the scheme is so bad. I hope they got some better ideas to do that. But when you watch Chip Kelly at the red zone with Ohio State, he does a lot of creative stuff there. So hopefully they can get creative, like the play they had to Jermaine Smith in the versus Notre Dame, where he's doing like the motion and then he comes back out to the flat, and you're doing a lot of these things to confuse defenses. I hope we see some of that, just to give him some easy looks in the red zone, right? Because I do think I always said this red zone is a little bit of scheme, or route runners getting open, right? Because you're seeing a lot more one-on-ones, and and the quarterback decision making. I feel like those three elements all have to come together in the red zone for you to have a good red zone team. Plus, in the red zone, you want to be able to run the ball. We talk about passing in the red zone all the time.
That's very true.
But the main thing you want to be able to do in the red zone is run the ball. But that's a different story, and that's kind of why they might have been bad in the red zone too, because they didn't have the best running game last year. But I think if he can just kind of tone it down a little bit, not try to play hero ball, and they make it easy for him where he doesn't have to play hero ball, and they always give him a completion to go to, I think that's how they can help him out in the red zone and make him better there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I do like your point about the legs too. I think there were a couple of instances where like he could have just taken off, and again, maybe he doesn't score, but at least he's not forcing one into coverage where is at risk getting picked.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Go ahead, check out Friday Night Live, and then all the other draft stuff we got. Like I said, all that stuff. If you haven't seen any of those draft breakdowns we have of the players, check those out. And then we keep pumping these out because obviously I got to do Alex Kappa now. So be ready for that, guys. Next episode, we're gonna do some Alex Kappa, and you see it, in the debate. Some people are telling me Alex Kappa is good, so we're gonna go to the film, guys. We're gonna end this debate about Alex Kappa, see what he could do. And then and then we'll go from there, and then keep it going this summer, guys. And then I think me and Matt are gonna take some vacations here, guys. Just be aware of that. So be aware of that. But yeah, we're gonna be pushing out this content. So just be aware of that. Look out for it, guys. We're gonna be out here still. And subscribe button, subscribe. Any last thoughts, Matt?
Apparently I got to do some Lonnie Johnson breakdown too. So I don't know, maybe next time we'll do a TDL catch up on the two guys, the two free agents we didn't think we needed to cover, but
yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we'll see you.